Salam. What up, though? Salam, salam. What up, though? So, um, yeah, it's been about that time. So, I just want to share with y'all today some things I've been meditating on over the last 4 or 5 years. Um, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years. Um, anyways, technically it's more than that, but anyways. Um, so yeah, some things I want to start with is one, when the dead communicate, right? How can the dead speak? There must be a ritual that must take place, right? And in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, there's a ritual that's named the I think it's the rites of passage, or the ritual of the opening of the mouth, right? So it's an evocation and invocation, and that's just not an Egyptian terminology. For example, that's just overall, right? That's abundantly according to each tribes and nations and peoples, blah blah blah. So, um, there's a writing in the Bible that says, can the dead speak? Did the dead speak? You know what I'm saying? Can the dead praise you? And then they have eyes to see, seeing nothing, ears to hear, hearing nothing, right? They're dead in their thinking, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. They've made a covenant with death, right? And that's found in the book of Isaiah. Just look up the covenant of death in the book of Isaiah. Um, Not for religious terms am I making this video. I'm making it just because I want to be able to connect and relate the pieces and properly identifying them to help people see things the way that they should see them if they're willing to look in the perception of the whole and not just a portion of the pen. You know, it's a choice to see the whole pen for what it is, you know, or in its mechanics, you know what I'm saying, by definition or in definition, you know what I'm saying? And it's a choice to like separate its definition from its purpose. All right. In order to do that, there has to be a choice or a decision of the will. Okay, to keep it whole or to try to separate it. And in separating it, not only separating it alone, but you can take another lid, you can change it. It's a little snug, so it doesn't fit right because it's not supposed to go on that one. And this one's too big, okay? So it doesn't fit right, okay? I'm pushing it. Oh, okay, now it does. Oh, I guess it didn't. Hold up. See if we can pop it again. Nope. Okay. This one, you have to pull a little bit harder. Now, pause. In the midst of doing this, there it is. We're going to look at the identifiable evidences and connection pieces. Okay? One, you see the pink top is back on the pink marker. The green top is back on the green marker. This is perception. Okay? Now, just as hard as I was flicking this one, it's not coming off on that side if I do it. Okay? It's solidified. It is secured. This one, got stuck. Okay? Now we're going to flip it to this side. It is secured. It's embraced in its purpose. Okay? The lid embraces the rest of the marker. The lid was designed to function in its purpose to cover the mark paint. Okay? The markings base, place, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Okay? Okay? Perception, the evidence that is presented, projected, non-fraudulent. It is absolute. Okay? These are two different colors. Colors. All right? Different colors. Different size marker pens. Okay? You can try to take the definition and place it somewhere else to make it be something else you want it to be. However, in the end, it doesn't work. And what happens if it doesn't work? Well, eventually, see how many times I can hit this. But if I go like this, oh, hold up. We might have a sticker. Okay, so this one sticks. However, it only goes so far. Okay? Now, eventually, someone's going to come along and pop the cap off that boy. You dig? Straight like so. You could change it into what you want it to be. You could try to pass it off or project or display it, right? Define how you want it to be. However, that's not what its purpose and origination is. Okay? That's not how it was originally. You just wanted to put it according to how you wanted it to be. All right? And then came up with your definition from that point of view. But that is what we call an opinion. Nobody asks for your motherfucking opinions when it comes to evidential truth and reality. Okay? What we all go through, how we all have gone through the things we've gone through, and the reasons being of why this, that, and the third. All right? So now I'm going to kindly go to my handy dandy flip book, so we can give you guys some dudes clues. All right? Absolutely. All right, so with this, I'm going to read y'all a couple of my notes from a couple years back. And, you go look up YouTube channel, The Real History of Police. This is TYT. I'm guessing it's an acronym for the Young Turks. Yep. The Real History of Police. And I want y'all to consider watching this 20-minute, 58-second video and hearing it. Take some notes, all right? And you go to J-Griff. That's GRIFF. States Corporation is the name of the video. This is on YouTube as well. All right. And then there's some words I'm gonna throw out there for y'all to research. Because all things considered, consider not being ignorant and arrogance and boasting in the platforms that are today to try to prove to other people what you are or what you are not, but you yourself have not yet proved it to yourself. And the standards that you hold for other people, are you able to hold them for yourself? In that sense, scattered is the will, the words, the things, and the memories, the effects of continuous perversions and lies, confusion, right? That kept many people in a perpetual servitude. All right. Now, if you're knowledgeable of xenophobia, you know what I'm saying, of 1630 to through 33. If you're knowledgeable of, or if you have knowledge of agoraphobia, um, and anything dealing with like aporia, um, and corpse orations. To be an oracle is to orate, but what do you orate? All right. Um. So that being said, some of that last 2 to 3 minutes worth of words is keys for y'all. So look up the legal definition of a person. In 1666, says de Cuvier, the straw man, right? Being being real or imaginary, whom the law regards as capable of rights and duties, has the power of thought, speech, and choice. Stake and stockholders, community workforce, right? Shareholders, freedmen. Look up Codex Magica, page 231, right? In corp, a gift from the people to serve for public good, to serve a variety of for the people, chartered by state to perform a particular function, right? 1712, Thomas Newcomen, um, productivity, industrial age, and the Civil War and the First Amendment written for blacks. So if it was written for negro people, we know that's a lie because it does not protect us. We the people is not we the people. It's them, those people. All right, them people. Them people like to be like, you people. Who people? What people? When people? Why people? You know what I'm saying? So, um, dealing with black rights and safety, right? So 1890 and 1910 court cases. So when you're dealing with safety and security and the enforcement of security, um, a legal fiction will not define you. It has no authority, no power, no dominion, no rulership. All right. Opposed to us, um, um, it doesn't prosper. It's a lie. It's fraudulent. It's a counterfeit. Um, it's perverted. It's intrusive. It's invasive. Okay. Um, it breaks a privacy act or a HIPAA. It's a HIPAA violation. Interesting how those who claim, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third on HIPAA laws and violations, they break them. I'm not following and obeying any rules that you have decided to enforce, and they're not law. They're opposed to creation. They are opposed to your very existence as destroyers. They are opposed to your being. They are opposed to your peoples. You know what I'm saying? To your ways, your traditions, your thinking, your imaginations, your desires. You dig? Because there's order in that. You cannot have ordokeo, you know what I'm saying, or pluribus unum sanctum being opposed to creation, opposed to functioning in a proper design defined to do so, and evidence provided as to why. You know what I'm saying? Explicitly. Legal fiction, an assertion accepted as true, though probably fictitious, to achieve a particular goal in a legal way. In other words, Confederate conspiracies, the League of Conspirators, right? The covenants of the damned, um, the agreements of defecation. All right. So one must remember that land ownership is ultimately simply a legal fiction. For example, I'll take straight from the papal bull of John 14 and 1 Corinthians 13. Act of 1974 of privacy laws, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, which goes into the First Amendment, human rights, civil rights, right to form a militia, the Second Amendment, rights to inherit all rights inherent to all human beings, regardless of sex, human rights, and civil rights. Civil rights are being violated because they're not your rights. Those are rights of the civilians of Seville, which goes back to Seville, Spain. All right. So the Namors and the ways of the water for you avatars. All right, and marine kingdoms, marine or maritime admiralty jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? Piracy and perverted thinking. All right. Um, your ways are null and void. So you have no authority. You're criminals. You are terrorists. You're terrorist organizations. You are perverted. You are wicked and have been proven to be a lie, a Satan, a devil, and a daemon, or the systems of tacticians in obviously blatant just wickedness, murder, genocide. Need I go on? Oh yes, okay, okay. So the 1969 NEPA, NEPA, and NAACP Freedom of Information Act. If information was free, to be informed is to be molded into a form or brought into a form. It's a molding. All right. That's to be cast into a mold. All right. To spell it out clearly. Civil War, civil rights, and the Black Panther movement. So the Civil War, which was fought by slaves, right? Taken and stolen through perjured persons, peoples, creatures, things, kinds, um, and directly opposing common law or natural law or private law. You know what I'm saying? And um, the slavery enforcers and oppressors are projecting the enforcement of these wicked systems in the name of public law and civil law and private law. All right. Municipal law and criminal law. So you have criminals going to judge you and not realizing that even in their books where they say don't go before an unjust judge, why would you take your brother, you know what I'm saying, before an unjust judge? You can't handle the simplest matters, you know what I'm saying, between yourselves. I think it was their leader at that time, Paul, um who was talking about that. I'm not a Christian. I don't do these religions no longer. I am here to do the will of the Most High and the Most High alone. I'm not here to um, tickle anybody's fantasy or fancy. I'm not here to make you feel all butterfly and goody. You know what I'm saying? With the reality of what we all have experienced, and look at every single day. Um, I'm teaching you to rebel and oppose your oppressors and oppressive think tanks. Rebel, rebel, rebel. Lauren Hill quoted it the greatest, I think. Bob Marley, so on and so forth. I think recently I seen in some type of video they said Damian Marley was murdered or something like that. I don't know how accurate it is. I didn't go too far into it. But nevertheless, I wouldn't doubt that they would do something like that. A fiat currency, right? Fraudulent. Federal Reserve or IRS connected to the Dow Jones, Wall Street, the Internal Revenue Service, right? The Council of Foreign Relations Committee, the artificial league structure or legal structure, and the strawman illusion, in other words, AI avatars, right? Colonial rule, all right? Um, the environmental reform. This goes from 1224 to 1274, dealing with all this different stuff like that. We can go into Psalm 91 and Psalm 119 and Exodus 21 through 17, and so on and so forth. Because we have to go back to the point of what was here before religion was. What did we do? You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I actually have a full-fledged knowledge of all that. I can say I'm pretty sure that those who knew the Most High knew the Most High by the means of which they did that He made known to them and available. Um, so yeah. Um, the uniform capitalism and monopoly confederate conspiracy, right? Psalm 83 speaks of this. Eugenic evolution, or eugenic evolution, um, and by deception, contracts, right? Or inception of agreeable suicide at will. Um, an example of a consequence that come from this would be like Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Um, at the conception of ordered design in blatant manipulation of knowledge of otito and or truth and the resources, you know what I'm saying, that are by birthright my possession in the possession of those to whom it is due, right? So the divided nations, land masses, oceanic, marine and maritime admiralty jurisdiction, commercial traffic, war in space and space task forces and all that, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 blah. The death of birth in Acts 1666, existence of life in Revelation 11:18, the ecology of commerce, right? The European commons and all that type of stuff, commerce in 14, 15, 16, 1700s. Now, again, the New Testament has been proven to be that literally of the it is a the Pope's law. So when you surrender to these religions, you're surrendering to the allegiance of the Pope, the Christ. That is Jesus, the Jesuit order. Okay, Jesuit Christus or Serapis and Seraphim and so on and so forth. It's idolatry. It's a lie, and it's a criminal organization. It is a mafia. It is a cartel. These are human trafficking agencies, right? Just like the FBI and the CIA. Um, the theory of the new Atlantis, right? And Charles Darwinism, and all this is connected in identification through Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, right? Um, connecting the effects of the Roman Renaissance, the Inquisition periods and times, or Aristotle's theory of the new Atlantis and public institutions given to AI, government, Inc. or tyranny, and or the third and the second and the fourth and the first Reich, which deals with Germany, the Nazis, so on and so forth. Because that is a freaking that's a depth of things in itself. That's a whole fucking wormhole. Um, so the mechanics of the system is how people work in reverse, right? Opposed to themselves because opposed to their function and their purpose by design in design. Um, they they cannot work properly. In other words, they become deficient, right? Malnourished, so to speak. Um, and in this, um, there's a critical mass destructive boom You know what I'm saying? It's the crab in the barrel syndrome. It's insidious. It is double-minded. Yeah, double-minded, double-tongued, um, severely lacking in impoverished thinking, right? Many of us, we're just trying to find ways to maneuver, right? Um, with knowing what we know and what would be the wisest way to do diverse things. Um, Political religious banking stratagems, right? Of the uniform commercial institutions of what they speak as quasi law. Um, Taxpayers reconfigure public rule and conduct of institute of law. Um, but perception management with economics or in economics, psychology, sociology, ebonics, ethics, um, uh, brand imaging and messaging, right? To build a manifesto of the brand or the rebranding, right? Is production, not advertising. Um, Now to go make that more a little bit more defined. Um, what are you producing? You know what I'm saying? What are we producing? And just for a side note, if y'all interested in it and you would like to get you some merchandise, IEA, we got that hoodie right there. We got this one, the Daughter Guard. All right, this is new. Um, I've been speaking about the Daughter Guard diversely. We will be we'll be doing what we do. Because this is what we do. Absolutely, right? Um, where's your mind? Hold that thought. So when I ask this question, where is your mind? The question also is enveloped in who is your mind and who has your mind? Who is in possession of your thinking, your imagination, your vision, your voice, what you do? I am not a slave. I am not a product of my environment. I am no longer I'm not a victim anymore, right? Um, and I am not in agreements nor compliance with terrorists and criminals and destructive forces. I denounce, renounce, detach my whole house. You know what I'm saying? My being, my vision, my voice, my works, my imaginations, my thinking, my words, my works, my fruit, right? My generations, my bloodline, um, and that of all my children. You know what I'm saying? Known and unknown, seen, unseen, heard and unheard of, done and undone. Um, and I condemn to the death it deserves. It is worthy of all the wicked things of kinds. Um, and let their destructions be imminent upon themselves, with no delay, no further delay, or any of that. So NASA, the vector symbol, the tongue of the serpent, pharmakia, FDA, CDC, CIA, FBI, Monsanto, public airwaves, controlled media. Um, from being dominated and controlled and subdued by foreign um by foreigners, right? By foreigners since what, the 12th century, um uh to the house of Philema and Bacchus, Jupiter and Mercurius. The agenda of the American Colonization Society, known as America and or i.e. USA Inc. Though your genetically modified cloned foods, hybrids, cloning facilities, genetically engineered DNA researchers and harvesters, frequency energy harvesters, your bio technology, your bioweapons, the splicings, the organ donings, the life sciences, John Kerry stem cell research, Supreme Court patents of owning AE and AI, and artificial intelligence, artificial system, artificial intelligence, unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously. I am detached. I reject you. I do not agree with you. You are sealed off from my portion. You have no portion here. Death does not own me. Debt is not my portion. That is your debt to pay. That is your debt to pay. United States Incorporation. Okay? Through your religious, political, fascist regimes, incorporated tyrannical governments or governings and dictatorships of Nazi Germany, bloodthirsty rules to exterminate those whom you think are inferior by your opinion. But nobody asked your opinion, right? Right. So, Planned Parenthood, Microsoft, the Jesuit Order, the British Crown, birth control, child support, poverty, low class, mental health, drugs, Hitler, Barack Obama, Margaret Sanger, democracy for the republic through dictatorship, black codes of 1865 and Negro codes, January 26, 1950, the term Indian, right? So all these things that have been worked against us, go kiss some ass somewhere else. We don't want you around her. This is my diplomatic solution. The Child Act and the Child Labor Acts, right? The internment camps in the name of school institutions, the education boards, uh, your weapons, your fallacies, your theories and theosophies, religions and philosophers, compartmentalizing um, idealists, you know, through your codes, your monotony, systematic indoctrinations, propagandas, subliminal messaging, targeted individual programs, human trafficking, human network system trafficking, and sex trafficking, right? The colonies of your Carolina colonies in 1704 during the Civil War, the military became the so-called law enforcement, but you are not law enforcement because you are lawless. The British Crown and 13 colonies, USA Inc. in 1776, the Corp of Albanian or Albion Britain, the corpse, the death, the corpse, they serve death. They're the children of death and destruction. It's what they do. The Gun Control Acts, the 14th Amendments, all these things, you know what I'm saying, are used as a form of enforced detainment, right? Or um, um, perversion and oppression, really, and slavery, you know what I'm saying, through the enforcement of capital taxation, tax, capital um, taxation without representation, um, capital bounties. I'll put it like that. That's not the word I was looking for, but that's the word that came out. So the debt collectors, the mortgage collectors, right? Um, so the capital represents the slaves. Capital interest. In the name of capital interest, this is where you have the gun control acts. The gun laws exist because of my people, because those people, you people, who agree with this trash, um, they fear us. You fear us. You know who we are. You know what we about. You know we about that life. You know we about this life, and you know that right about now, there's nothing you can do to stop us because you're inferior. Um, it's not so much about what one has, but who one has, and with who one has is what one has. You dig? Go get you a shovel, cause you gonna more deadly need that to go dig there. You know what I mean? So the labor organizing, right? The labor force, the workforce, the climate control, the climate change, right? The controlled opposition, the social control, social engineering, the invasive home terrorism. This is social media. This is why it's not good to be like everybody else. Talk like all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, be you. Know who you are. If you know who you should know that. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't know that this is fiat? This is fiat, legal tender, but it's backed by nothing but an imagination and a desire, right? A fraudulent hope, a counterfeit hope. It's counterfeit. This is what was used as a form of tax and collections, right? Or give them this to live off of, something that is dead. How do we know it's dead? Because that motherfucker who was on there, who this was made after, you know what I'm saying, in definition for whatever, of bondage, that's the motherfucker face that's on there. That's an insignia, right? It's a seal, along with all the other ones on there. This is a reserve note, a bank note, okay? Not only that, but it's a dead tree. This motherfucker dead, and the tree that they cut this out of, I'm pretty sure is dead as well. So what is, you can talk about God, blah blah blah, and God they trust. This is their God. They claim to be God. This they are saying they are that one, that house, that one flag, that one allegiance, right? They conquering the so-called conquerors. All right. That these musquicks that says what? We the people. Who they talking about? Them that was the people. All right. That's them. It's not this is not a hard, it's not a difficult thing to see if you have eyes to see. Secretary of Treasury. Okay. It's Federal Reserve note. Richard Hamilton, Series 2013. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Okay. But check this out. Check this out. What is it? Uh, Research HR 192, along with 18 United States Code 8. 18 United States Code 8. I'm going to do you one better. This is what I'm going to do you for. We're going to look it up for you. Right. And this is in the, what is it? In the Black's Law Dictionary and Cornell, CL Cornell Law. So we're going to see the CL Cornell Law or Dictionary of Law. Law 18 United States Code 8. 18. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Obligation, motherfucker. So, 1961. That gives a date. I like that. I like that. Okay, we're gonna read this mother bluster right here. So, 18 U.S. Code, a 1961 definition. US Code. Racketeering activity mean or definition defines any act or threat involving murder, kidnapping, gambling, arson, robbery, bribery, extortion, dealing in obscene matter, or dealing in controlled substance or listed chemical as defined in Section 102 of the Controlled Substance Act, which is chargeable under state law and punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year. Any act which is indictable under any of the following provisions of Title 18 United States Code Section 201 related to bribery, Section 224 relating to sports bribery, Sections 471, 472, and 473 relating to counterfeiting, Section 659 relating to theft from interstate shipment. Um, if the act indictable under Section 659 is felonious, Section 664 relating to embezzlement from pension and welfare funds, Sections 891, 894 relating to extortionate credit transactions, Section 932 relating to straw purchasing, strawman, Section 933 relating to trafficking in firearms, Section 10, they broke all that shit. 1028 relating to fraud and related activity in connection with identification documents. Section 1029 relating to fraud and related activity in connection with access devices. Section 1084 relating to the transmission of gambling information. They sell people's information for money and gamble that shit. Section 1341 relating to mail fraud. Well, we know that's real. Section 1343 relating to wire fraud. Well, we didn't, yeah. Section 1344 relating to financial institution fraud. I do not submit and I will not comply to the laws that they say are laws that are enforced, bullying and terrorism, alien terrorism, mind you. If we want to get on the whole alien thing real quick. Section 1351 relating to fraud in foreign labor contracting. Slavery, today's slavery ain't never stopped. It was reworded, renamed. I gave you the names. Unlawfully, wait, where you at? Relating 1351 relating to fraud in foreign labor contracting, Section 1425 relating to the procurement of citizenship or nationalization law unlawfully. Section, okay, so this right here, that's so much evidence right there. My ancestors have part of residence here in Turtle Island and part residency or I say heritage, an inheritance in these lands of what they call Turtle Island and in Alke Buland or the east. Okay. I'm gonna have to go look this up. Cornell Law School. All right, this gives you like amazing stuff. I'm gonna go to unlawful debt real quick. Oh, I just did that. Incurred or contracted in gambling activity, which was in violation of the law of the United States. So they're guilty of all these things. All right. You're not supposed to be paying for something that's not for you to pay. Incurred or contracted in gambling activity, which was in violation of the law of the United States. In other words, signing contracts, that's a gamble. So therefore, it becomes null and void. A state or political subdivision, null and void for you, for me and you to pay, but they have to pay that because they broke their law. They're gambling by contracting with you. They're gambling your life. They're gambling your heritage, your inheritance, your bloodline. They're I don't know what I want to say, galloping or galvanizing, but they're gambling your children. They're gambling your families by having a workforce, a work labor force. You know what I'm saying? By having marine or maritime admiralty jurisdiction that is unlawful. It is opposed to creation. It is genocidal, and it's proven to be genocidal by those who built these institutions. Heimler, Hitler, uh, all the stuff with Auschwitz and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Oppenheimer, so on and so forth. Margaret Sanger, in peoples that build these different platforms. Um, Bill Gates, Bill Gates, the creator of the software, um, Microsoft and Apple and all that type of stuff. Well, if you do research on who Bill Gates is and how the people and the things that Bill Gates supports and is intertwined with, it's a very, very, very deep search and long, and it can be tedious at times in making the connections identifiably. However, they are definitely identifiable. And that's where you have people like Rose and myself who are here to present you with the evidences for yourself to go for yourself to research that or not. But if you don't know this, you have no argument, you have no right to or combative position rightfully to do really anything because you are denying the truth and you won't go investigate for yourself, which means you're making the willful choice to continue to be a slave and to work for the slave masters, the oppressors, and to do their will. Therefore, you become an enemy um, of, of our maker, our designer, the Most High, and the enemy of creation. So the works, the justice that will come upon you, the judgments that will come upon you, the accusations that are proven to be against you and opposed to you as clear and evidential as they are, you will suffer for that. There was a tax inquiry given by the Islam and the Muslims, Islam and Christianity, and by all those who have. And it was either being converted through baptism or converted, you know what I'm saying, and you go through the rituals of Islam, conversion, wudu, all that different type of stuff. You say you make your oath to their gods and their ways, um, agreement or not, and either you convert or you die, or you don't convert and you pay a tax, and there's a possibility that you still die. Um, and this is the background of those who are in, places where they are doing what they're doing now. We know dealing with oil and all that type of stuff. That's the Saudis and so on and so forth, right? IS, Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, um, controls all of what we call a mirror corporation. You know what I'm saying? Because they're one and the same. There's just different factions of different factions of or positions for them to work in to do unlawful things, wicked things, tyrannical, oppressive, murderous works. All right. If you agree with your oppressor, you know what I'm saying, by all means, just suffer the consequences. It is what it is. Like to each his own. I don't agree. I don't submit, and I will not surrender to that because, why? You know. um. So, incurred or contracted in gambling activity which was in violation of the law of the United States, a state or political subdivision thereof, or which is unenforceable under state or federal law. But federal again goes back into the word um, dealing with leagues and covenants and agreements and contracts. Okay, so a law of contract or covenants or leagues, agreements, right? In whole or in part as to principle or interest, you know what I'm saying? Interest because of the laws relating to usury. But how can you be at rest with these things when they're using I mean, it's perjury. It's all fraudulent. You know, they copyright act, but they sitting there stealing people's data or information, you know what I'm saying, words and what they put out, their pictures and, you know what I'm saying, addresses and phone numbers and this, that, and the third, because, you know, if that system's not enforced, then how do we use what we use nowadays, right? And that is where the solution is given to these problems that were created to get to provoke a reaction, right? For them to give us more problems that they can create more solutions to, you know what I'm saying, because or through the reactions that were given, right? You know what I'm saying, from the problems that they created. So to end the perpetual slavery, the perpetual anger, the perpetual hatred, the perpetual invasions and rape, the perpetual monotony, the perpetual aporias, the perpetual perversions and delays and curses, and struggles. You know, people. There's so many people out there that laugh and mock other people that are nomading or homeless, so to speak. But them are the same people that don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? The same people that will mock the poor about what they look like, how they eat, how they smell, where they live in, you know what I'm saying, what they doing, walk right past them on the street, you know what I'm saying, like as if they don't exist. In your suit and tie, whatever you know what I'm saying, make yourself look good, like, oh, you better than everybody else, but you don't realize that you're a worse slave. You're a lower class of lower class of the lower class, the lower class, outclassed lower class. You know what I'm saying? Like the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottoms of the bottoms of the bottoms bottom of the bottom of the barrel's bottom of those bottoms barrel and their bottoms. And your attitude is an asshole. And by asshole, I mean rectum and sphincter of a mule, a stubborn jackass. And your pride will punish you. Um, when you know of it, and when you don't know. So the violation of the law of the United States, blah, 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 a state or political subdivision thereof, or which is an unenforceable under state or federal law, state or political subdivision thereof. As to principle or interest because of the laws relating to usury, and which is incurring in connection with the business of gambling in violation of the law of the United States, a state or political subdivision thereof, or the business of lending money or a thing of value at a rate usurious under state or federal law, where the usurious rate is at least twice the enforceable rate. Now, this goes back into the policies of Rome and or the papal bulls, right? The doctrine of discovery, the Smithsonian, so on and so forth. Which also goes into this doctrine of discovery goes into Discovery Channel, so on and so forth. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper in this because I want to give y'all the wording verbatim, so to speak. This you can find again. You go back in the video. You type in 18 U.S. Code 8 1961 definitions, right? Now I'm going to hop on this other page and I'm going to type in USA Inc. And it should come up like incorporations. Incorporations. Oh, yeah. What? Canon homepage, USA Inc. Let's see what we have here. I don't want to deal with what the hell is that, man. Yo, some of the music that people be playing nowadays is like some of the music that they played in the old school movies. um with the white people and stuff before like massive wars and shit broke out of nowhere. Like the shit that's like this 60s and 70s and stuff like that. During the, you know how they had those songs going during the 4th of July, all the white people having their little picnics and barbecues and shit, and then all of a sudden there was some weird shit that happened. That's what it be sounding like and feeling like at times. I know there's a lot of people playing that stuff lately. Okay, let me just do it like this then. Who owns the United States of America? Your mama. So the District of Columbia, which is the capital, Washington, D.C., which is a foreign nation. Yeah, did. Yeah, did. Yeah, did. All right. Yeah. That didn't do it. Let me go back. This is America Inc. What? That book got 450 pages. Let me preview that. I don't need no ads right now. By Sherry S. Cohen, 1971. America Inc., who owns and operates United States. You want some bullshit. I know exactly where to go. I know where to go. This is what we're gonna do. I have it written down, but I don't think I have that book like right in front of me. So I was like, yeah. HJR 192. HJR 192. On June 5th, 1933, Congress enacted HJR 192 to suspend the gold standard and to abrogate the gold clause. What is HJR 192? Can we discharge our debts to the government? Well, no. Before HJR 192 was passed, Executive Order 6102 was signed into effect by President Roosevelt. This executive order required all gold and gold certificates to be surrendered to the federal government by May. This is an inquisition and an acquisition, exactly right here. May 1st, 1933, House Joint Resolution 192 was then passed by Congress on June 5th, 1933. This law was passed to do away with the gold clause in the Constitution and in all public and private contracts. 1933 was also this is a form of liquid assets and stuff like that, right? Also, when the United States went bankrupt, which was not the first time that it went bankrupt. In fact, the United States was so far in debt that it went bankrupt in two additional times previously. Once in 1789, forming the Constitution so the states could sign on a security for the Fed's debts, and then in 1861. When the southern states said no more and wanted to secede rather than sign on to another pledging of assets to pay the federal government debt. Then in 1933, and with HJR 192, they took all the gold, all the true money, all the true wealth, um, all the property, and instituted eminent domain and property taxes, divided land titles. This is part of, this comes from the papal bull. This is an inquisition and acquisition. Look up the Inquisitions, you know what I'm saying? The Crusades in Rome, you know what I'm saying? Um, the Crusaders, the acquisitions of Rome and Inquisitions and all that type of stuff. That's what that Project Lucid, that's exactly, all that stuff is the same thing. This is why I'm saying when you look into the New Testament, as they say, that is literally the papal bull. It has people's minds fucked out. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, irrationally. They're like, there's no reasoning with some of those people. It's no reasoning with them. So where was I at? Okay, so and instituted the income tax to control the labor of the people, slavery. In addition, with HJR 2192, or excuse me, HJR 192, is when they instituted the birth certificates to control the people and have the future American people become the collateral for all the federal government's debts. Yes, that's right. Your birth certificate is the title to your body, and it has been pledged as an asset. The holder has the right, they say, to the taxes and fines, fees, etc., that you pay to the government through judgments, court cases, payroll, income taxes, property taxes, etc. From the very beginning, the government was indebted to European bankers as a result of the revolution. How ironic that we had to borrow money from England to pay for the war we fought against them. Well, part of this right here, uh, okay, I'm gonna keep reading because it's already in there. Cool. I don't have to go through all that extra stuff. Oh, Jackal Island. I remember that. So fast forward to the early 1900s, and you'll come across several key events that make it quite obvious there was a master plan at work to enslave the people. If you read a book named The Creature from Jekyll Island, you'll become intimately acquainted with the happenings in the year 1910, when six men who were either elite bankers and or politicians met in secret in a place named Jekyll Island. The purpose of this meeting was to formulate plans for economic reforms for the United States. This is where the banking cartel began in this country. The idea of a central bank had always been rejected, and so the men who met on Jekyll Island needed to come up with a way to trick the people into allowing a central bank to be instituted. 3 years later, in 1913, President Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act into effect, which is the current central bank in the United States, even though it is actually not governed by any agency of the federal government. It is a foreign relations thing. It's a foreign thing. It's not. Anyways, 8 years later, in 1921, the Maternity Act was passed, which required all birth to be registered with the state. So now all key pieces were in place for the upcoming bankruptcy, default, and restructure. In 1933, when the federal government went bankrupt, they passed EO 6102 and HJR 192 and pledged as collateral to the bank to back the government debt. They made us slaves, but they couldn't technically make us slaves because that would be illegal. So they had to give us a remedy. So what is the HJR 192 remedy? It is that the government has the obligation to discharge and settle any debts we may incur, etc. But wait, wasn't HJR 192 repealed? Technically it was, but the provisions that brought us into having no money of substance still exist and apply. In other words, we didn't go back to using real money, gold, silver, land, barter and trade, livestock again, and or animals, herds, and stuff like that. And therefore, the maxim of whoever brings the obligation must bring the remedy still applies. So the government still has the fiduciary duty to discharge and settle your debts because we still don't have access to money of real substance, and because the USA is still in bankruptcy mode, so the Secretary of the Treasury is still the receiver in bankruptcy. Your birth certificate is still a bond, and your debts are still prepaid by your future labor, property and taxes that they are assuming the administration of as the office of the executor of the estate of the all caps John Doe name that goes into the straw man illusion and all that shit. They still hypotheticated the birth certificate and made billions of the birth or naturalization of every new citizen. In fact, in every court case over $7,000, there are new bonds created and traded off your BC estate. Okay, so now that we know this information about HJR 192, can we just write something like discharge according to HJR 192 on a bill and call it a day? The short answer is no. You cannot just simply scribble some words at a 45-degree angle like other gurus are teaching across a bill and think that we are done and we never have to pay FRNs for our bills ever again. This is why those who are not fully informed call this HJR 192 scam, because it isn't easy breezy. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Oh, it's an easy breezy wham bam, thank you, ma'am. The fact of the matter is that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and the rabbit hole goes far deeper than any of us ever imagined. If we really want to take charge of our over our lives, it will take massive amounts of studying. Fucking right, man. Yes. Um. Massive. It will take massive amounts of studying and a healthy dose of trial and error. We need to educate ourselves not only on the history of how this all came about, but also stay on the forefront of new technologies that can be used to change our status and obtain our remedy as close as 100% of the time as possible. If you are interested in learning more about everything from the history and inception of the straw man to the latest and greatest on how to change your status, to how to wait use what HJR 192 gave us and actually be able to use these remedies and talk and learn to other people who are using them. Be sure to join our email list to receive regular updates. Damn, bro. The number one thing you can do right now to learn more is to request a download of our free 8-hour plus 8+ hour video deprogramming series here that will help you jumpstart your knowledge and your path back to freedom. Remedies of HJR 192 and across the board will be taught in detail. Now, I'm gonna click on that. It's been proven I can literally speak for like 10 hours straight, bro. So, um, what the shit? Out of here. So yeah, it's well worth it. I put it like that. I put it like that. It's definitely well worth it. Um, Education is the best meditation. Is what I say. Shit. So they definitely fear backlash. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Absolutely. Make peace with the IRS. Fuck that. I'm gonna learn all that. Cause I know I've been learning all that. Hold on, not right now. I've been learning all this stuff. Um, but I just want to go as far with it as I possibly can to help, you know what I'm saying, to help my people and stuff like that, because it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's valuable. Like they say, knowledge is power, but knowing what to do with that knowledge is powerful and wise at the same time. Um, People are gonna have their thoughts about you, this, that, and the third, their words and blah 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 blah. But as this writing right here says, worthiness takes courage, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that you love people, but you're not willing to go through what it takes, you know what I'm saying, to help your people as necessary. You feel me? These people, by any means necessary, are seeking to destroy our people and have been doing it, you know what I'm saying, consistently though. Diligent in it every day. Um, and it's no secret, you know what I'm saying? It's no like it's no longer hidden. It's being unveiled. It's being, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's being put out there for what it really is. You know what I'm saying? All the dark shit is been coming out. So, you know, we just doing what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Because it needs to be done. Now, solutions that come with this: learn to live differently. Learn to be consecrated from that. You know what I'm saying? Be set apart from it, like to think differently. Learn to use the system to oppose the system, you know what I'm saying? And it will do as it was created to do, self-destruct. You know what I'm saying? Um this also comes into play with like knowing what is how things are connected, you know what I'm saying? Because you learn deeper um deeper levels or deeper parts of your identity, you know what I'm saying, who you are, in doing so. You become empowered, and you begin to see the controlled opposition, you know what I'm saying, is by those who are terribly afraid of us. They terribly fear us. You dig? um you know what I'm saying? They fear us deeply, 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 and rightfully so. You know, these people have ravaged and pillaged and destroyed and burned and crushed and raked apart and all kinds of wickedness, you know what I'm saying? And it's all over what they do. Pizzagate, you know, the child trafficking, this ABC bullshit that's out here, because it's bullshit, you know what I'm saying? You either a real man or you not. You a real woman or you not, you know what I'm saying? By real, I'm talking about you be that because that's who you is. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be what people want you to be, act and speak how they want you to think. I don't give a fuck who's involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Most High say, be you, be you. That don't mean you gotta be disrespectful and be an asshole. But if that's you, you know what I'm saying? Clearly, he's gonna tell you to be you to help you, and to help you see yourself. You feel me? Um, I feel like religion is an escape from taking responsibility and accountability. Um, that God is often used as a crutch, and an excuse to do wickedness, because people, you know, they'll do some wicked shit and they'll be like, well, God knows my heart. Well, that's, I mean, we can debate this, you know, If we talk about the Most High, the Maker, the Designer of all things, the Creator, the Maker of all things that's been created, we'll say, yeah, that's true. However, you know what I'm saying? Does he have a name? Do you know his name? And then the evidence of that is pretty blatantly obvious. I mean, I would hope so. With your existence, that should explain some stuff. It should make makes clarity to you. Um, and then the word God, gold, good, is actually in representation of pouring a libation. So who are you offering your time to? Who are you offering your abilities and skill? You know what I'm saying? Or skills, your compassions. You know what I'm saying? Who are you offering your mahaba or your love? You know what I'm saying? Um, or have. Who are you contracting in agreement with when it comes to being soul tied to people? Where is the value and the virtue in someone who does not desire to seek to do differently or to know beyond um, the problems and the effects of the problems that we've all experienced diversely? You know what I'm saying? Especially for lengthy amounts of time, like 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, whatever, even if it's smaller than that. Um, because the fact of the matter is, when the system stops working, everybody sits the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? And we know this by uh, CVD. You know what I'm saying? Part one, part two is already here. I will play a video if I can find it right now. Um, on some things taking place, because this stuff is way deeper than what people realize. Most people, and most people minds are not. They don't desire the capacity to retain, to receive, and embrace um, the clarity. Right, what is made plain and clear. There's no confusion in it. Right, it's clearing the airwaves. It's like whew, dust be gone. Um, You know what I'm saying? So most people do not want to breathe easy. You know what I'm saying? They love to be intoxicated and suffocated at the same time as being fucking molested by a system that doesn't view them as even a creature. You know what I'm saying? But as property and collateral damage, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, one slave used to be a couple $100, a couple $1,000 to $100. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, they're worth billions each. You can go to McDonald's and buy you one Happy Meal. They're making billions off of that one Happy Meal. You feel me? They're making trillions off of these social media platforms. 23andMe from this YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They made this shit. Um, Facebook with Mike Zuckerberg. You know what I'm saying? Sucker third and all that shit. Uh, Apple and Microsoft, AOL, you know what I'm saying? And those motherfuckers is pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Those are murderous and genocidal beings who support that. They're not those are monsters. Those are monsters. Those are inhumans. Those are demons in the flesh. Okay? Those are wicked spirits in the flesh. That shows you that there's destroyers that just destroy. That's what they. I mean, they smile, they laugh and all, but they do that because they feel like that's success. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were created to do, is to destroy. So there's a deeper wisdom in that when it comes to things being connected through identity and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And the depth perception, uh it's a given. It's not just one of those that's just there. It's a given through a learned experience. You know what I'm saying? And our people mostly were a learned people, whether arrogantly, you know what I'm saying, ignorantly, or through the knowledge of the practical use of wisdom. Now, the thing is to see where is wisdom to actually be practical in its use. You know what I'm saying? Where is it being used practically? Practically, if I don't feel like paying a debt that's not mine to pay anyway, because of, I mean, inquisitions, land grabs, and slavery, and Trail of Tears, Indian removal acts, and colonization, invasions of the Congos, and 1, 2, 3, 4, Reichs and stuff like that, and and test subjects and kidnappers and robbers and thieves and oppressors and the military guards of the papal Rome and shit like that, law enforcement, military, that's all that shit. You feel me? That shit is a poison. All right, it's an abomination. You're a filthy monstrosity. You're not worthy of life, at all. So this is the climate control and the climate change that comes with it, because the controlled opposition, which would be those who have been in control, you know what I'm saying, those who have been controlled by the controllers, manipulated through these 5G systems, you know what I'm saying, microwave radiation weapons, frequency, you know what I'm saying, microwave radiation frequency weapons, the DEWS system, DEW, you know what I'm saying, through HARP, HAARP, AARP, you know what I'm saying, through all these um diverse secret societies, you know what I'm saying, and fraternities and shit like that. You're not a builder if you're sitting there destroying what produces um the wealth and the providence, you know what I'm saying, of all lands of the earth and its inhabitants. You know, you're not a builder destroying families. You know, any man or woman that's going to the system to destroy somebody, or destroy a family, you are a fool and you are unworthy of family. And you've proven it. You've proven your hatred for your own house by going to the system to in the name of doing justice. You feel me? Depending on the situation though, and the encounter and the circumstances as well, and experience, just depending, right? Because those who just commit murder. I mean, you shouldn't be out here. You feel me? You shouldn't be out here just going around raping people just because you feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you feel like doing it, like nah, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like you proven when you proven that you don't want to do otherwise, to do differently. You know what I'm saying? To seek to do differently. Like you just want to do that. Like come on. Discernment is key. Um, these Bibles have been used as weapons to this day. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that the terrorism and invasions that have come through these religions, you know, there's just all these arguments about who's right, who's wrong. You're all fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're supporting their religion. You're still in the wrong. You're just like them. You may not be them, but you're just like them. You're still in their image and their likeness, supporting what they stand for. You're still promoting the same names and same titles. So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? However, the stratagem of a tactician, especially a wise tactician, can be very alluring, when it comes to evasiveness, right? Or an undoing process. You know what I'm saying? In due process, so to speak. Um, but again, destroying trees and bushes and stuff that produce foods and farms, you know what I'm saying, and murdering the farmers and so on and so forth, burning down rainforests to build cement, asphalt, poisonous, toxic tar shit. That's not fucking wisdom. That's foolish as shit. You need to be slapped. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say what came to mind immediately, but uh, I mean, I guess if the boot fits, wear it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be smoked. Real shit. And on that note, mm, now I play. I do what I do for the reasons I do. Let me put it like that. But I know what he's doing. Um, I'm not using the word amen no more because that's a different entity. Know what you speak. You feel me? Know where you speak. Know where you going. Have a like. What is your vision? You feel me? Where are you going? Why are you doing it? My prosperity may not look like your prosperity. The ways that I'm prospering, I'm not gonna put out there for everybody because there's weirdos out there. Yet I know I'm prosperous. You feel me? And just today, it was made known to me in a different way. I wasn't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna meditate on that before I go into speaking on that. Um, Healing in life, perception most definitely is key. That I will speak. Um, there's a value system, okay, and there's virtue in that value if you're able to identify it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a mind of thinking that comes with that. There's a position in doing and working, response. You know what I'm saying? Action, reaction. So um I guess that's really it. Like um let me see if I can find that real quick because I wrote it down. I don't know exactly where I wrote it down. I felt like I wrote it down here. Oh yeah, thank you, yeah. I do want to say this too. There's been all kinds of people in slavery, bro. I don't feel like that should be an argument anymore, other than by in our reality a genetic thing. Um, because many wars have brought many slaves and many genocides diversely. Um, However, there's many identifiers or indicators of differences when it comes to peoples and kinds of peoples. You feel me? Um, these ethnic cleansing acts and stuff like that. What was it 1838, 1830, 1839? Uh, Dealing with the Trail of Tears, Indian Removal Act, Maccabean Revolts, illegals and tyrannical treason, forcible removal, eradication. You know what I'm saying? In the according territories. Just go look it up. You'll learn. Um. So yeah, though it's like help those who want to be helped. You know what I'm saying? And who are helping themselves, educate themselves. Those who are not, there's really not much you can do for them. To be brutally honest, this is literally the brutal realities of life. There's not much you can do for them because they're proving by what they don't do and what they do and speak or don't speak, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're making known to you how they think. And had I like really embraced at that time this definition and reality, um, I probably would have saved myself a lot of trouble of experiences that I've gone through with my family. You know what I'm saying? Um, it most likely could have been avoided, I think, on my part for what I've, you know what I'm saying, experienced and stuff like that, and permitted my family to experience diversity. So, not willing to continue to be ignorant. Because willing to be ignorant is a form of arrogance. You feel me? And that pride is not It ain't worth it. I put it like that. It's definitely not worth it. Not at all. And I see more and more the shit that comes the way it do because of this system for one. But the lack of knowledge is a sure death if permitted to be so. And over the permission to be overseed, you know what I'm saying, or overwatched, you know what I'm saying, and to ensure that it be like that. It don't have to be like that. Many of our people have died and rotted in cages for no fucking purpose other than what their genetics is. You feel me? I like the other one better. So um fuck this system, bro. Real talk. It's not worth that frustration, you feel me? So wise people told me through my life, throughout the time of my life thus far, there's like, you know, why would you get a job that you hate? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do something that you don't want to do? Especially when you talk about whether it's building a family, you know what I'm saying, whatever, like you're building your vision, like why would you do something that you don't want to do? You're gonna bomb at it. You feel me? You're gonna be terrible at it. You're not gonna function right. You're gonna be irritated, frustrated, all blah blah blah. '73rd Congress. But anyway, um, I find it interesting. Like I get why people do certain stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, do you really like? Don't you think that you're still being sent in the same loop, just in a different way, or in reverse? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go through all that whole process to try to undo some shit that's really already fucking undone for you, all you gotta do is just accept that shit. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it and just keep going about your business. That's the whole purpose of studying and researching. Because then, once you know what you can, what you're able to do, you know what I'm saying. You have your options. You have your yeah. You got your options. You know what I'm saying. Like you got your choices. You know what I'm saying. All you gotta do is be willing to make that choice and be like, you know what, fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. Let that shit go. Fuck that shit. You feel me? You ain't gotta take that abuse. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You could have 501c. I don't got no fucking 501c3. I do me because I know I can. You feel me? All the other shit, like I've seen enough to know and give me an idea thus far. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. I'm learning as I go more, and I will more. You know what I'm saying? Receive and see and witness and all that. But I don't have like I'm not reasoning with fucking monsters, bro. There is no reasoning with monsters. I'm not. I don't have to comply to that bullshit. What the fuck you mean? Especially in the time that it is now, you gonna need everybody that you can out here to help protect your borders and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If possible. With the way this shit going and why, like this shit was all a setup. You know what I'm saying? This shit is by design. I hate when fucking people be like, "That's not by design." Yes, it is, and its undoing is by design as well. Just like we are by design and our purpose is by design. It's all design, permissible, and or you know what I'm saying, remissible. But principally speaking, you must be principle. You know what I'm saying? You must become the principality. You know what I'm saying? as the principle and being the principal thing. You know what I'm saying? That wisdom is. And get that. And all you're getting, understand wisdom alone. Understand and withstand. Withstand in wisdom. Understand in wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Understand wisdom. And overstand this foolishness, this garbage, this bunch of malarkey, this bullshit. You feel me? Let me see if I'll just go on here and look it up because I got it on here. I just gotta find it. Um, Y'all gotta make your own choices out there though. I'm not going by YouTube's whatever they want to call that. You know what I'm saying? Algorithm and shit. Fuck that shit. Well, Okay, so that what he's saying there. Go to my channel, right? And when you get to my channel, once this thing actually freaking loads up, I'm not gonna wait on that too long. So I'm gonna do my thing as I do my thing. You know what I mean? So you can go to my channel, look up the video. Nah, bruh. All right, and the video shift. Take it as you take it. Take your time with it. You know what I'm saying? Write some notes, something, and do some research. I don't know. There's about 8, 9. It's about 9 hours and a couple minutes worth of content between those two videos. You know what I'm saying? Of what I'm speaking. This is what the pictures look like on these two. Okay, 1 and 2. That's the second and third one. If you can see that, I don't know. But it's right there. Okay, go check out those videos. 1 and 2. Okay. That goes into detail on the peoples connected to all the stuff we've been talking about and going over this last 1 hour and 42 minutes and 20 seconds now. All right. Then when you're done with that, go to my playlist, Blood Covenants, and enjoy it. That's over 24 hours worth of fun. If you really a study buddy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some of these I have taken and put where members only can, have the ability to go into them and look at them, because it has a deeper knowledge of things that is not for everybody. When it comes to strategizing solutions, right? Solutionary thinking. So I had a man years ago have a sit down with me. His name was Abraham. And when speaking with Abraham, right, the man was speaking, and one of the things that he was speaking was revolutionize your thinking. You need to revolutionize your mind. Okay? Your thinking. Perfectly. Okay. Considering the man's name was Abraham at the time, for me was a little bit significant. Like, this man, and his name is Abraham. Now, I'm a reader, so I like to read things. And out of many things that I've been reading over the years, going into some of the readings of you know what I'm saying, dealing with Abraham, you know, all these Abrahamic connections to religions and this, that, and the third. But anyway, you know, even reading into that, many things and stuff like that, many things I don't agree with, and many more things that I could see. You know, I mean, I don't need a book to really tell me that, but that helps definitely, you know, shift my perception and bring it into like, boom, like, oh, so that's what that is. Oh, I'm telling everybody. Yeah, because it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't want people to help people, shit go down, you don't want to go through all that shit that comes with that. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just be like, okay, Those who are willing to see this stuff. Like if we're gonna talk about some stuff, we're gonna stuff that's like actually in the times, you know what I'm saying, that we in, and what the whole earth is going through diversely with this economy shit. This is like if if it don't seem as clear and obvious blatantly as that it really fucking is to people, I don't know. There's nothing you can say to them. Those are people that will learn by experience, through experience. You know what I'm saying? And experiencing as they do, all that they do. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I and we only can present you. You know what I'm saying? Set the evidences before you. It's for you to discern the evidence. You know what I'm saying? And then make a decision, I'm saying, of your own will to what you're gonna do with it. You feel me? From where you gonna go from where you at, you know what I'm saying, now, with it. You're gonna go forward, you're gonna go backward. Either way, you're gonna have to go, you're gonna keep searching back to go forward. You feel me? But you're gonna keep going forward because you're gonna keep going forward because you ain't going back to that bullshit. You feel me? Because now that you know, there ain't no unseeing that, ain't no undoing that, ain't no unthinking, you know what I'm saying, the truth of what it is. Like you could distract, but you're gonna be brought, you're gonna be pulled in your mind, in your heart, you feel me? Like in your being, like, nah, this is where this is where my, well, like, I need to focus. This is the real life shit, that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. You feel me? So I feel like religions serve their purpose in aiding and helping us come to that knowledge or realization. You feel me? Because that helped revolutionize many of our thinking. You know what I'm saying, of those of us who think differently, because we are different. You know what I'm saying? An example, literally, we are different. We differ from the rest. We don't perceive as they do. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel the same way they do. We don't think, you know what I'm saying, in its fullness. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're different beings, we're different peoples. And even in that, you know what I'm saying, genetically speaking, is very diverse and very, like, deep. You feel me? But go deep. Keep going deep. Go deeper. You know what I'm saying? And keep going deeper still. And even deeper more. It's worth it. You find your worth in it. You feel me? You find what is valuable and virtuous, and it makes known to you, it gives us the definition of what family really is, and what is worth doing, what is not worth doing, and how much and how long, and with whom. You know what I'm saying? Then we begin this deeper healing journey. You feel me? Which for some strange reason has this esoteric Hegelian dialectic dualism, um and like hunger for higher enlightenment. You feel me? But most people, they'll come to that point where it's like, oh, they start saying, oh, we're gods, this, that, and the third, and then they become very proud and arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Which is the mindset of the social media so-called norm of the many, you know what I'm saying, not all, just like a huge portion, a great portion of people around in the earth of all colors, shapes, sizes, and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So we can argue evidences and this, that, and the third, but really that argument only comes through a lack of knowledge somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because when there's evidence is there, there's nothing to argue about. There's no debate. You feel me? Unless you're trying to come up with a judgment case due to the accusations that are in position opposed to the oppressors and those who oppose what we call life. You know what I'm saying? Or our flourishing and wealth and well-being in our families and communities and kingdoms. Um, then it's an unworthy argument. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of fucking time. Um, there are those who hate the way that we think. Don't give a fuck. Hate it then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that hate is on you. So all the effects of that hate and whatever weapon, devices, whatever, that you're the one who's suffering with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not suffering. Mine are not going to suffer from that. You know what I'm saying? My house will not, because it's not our portion. And that's your fucking weight and your um gravity to deal with. You know what I'm saying? To you have to put that in order. You know what I'm saying? That's not my debt to pay. I'm not taking responsibility for that. I'm not taking accountability for that. None of that. Like, there's no purpose for me to. You know what I'm saying? If it's not mine, it's not fucking mine. I'm not doing it to make people feel better about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Or to be a humble man and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't have to accept. I'm not accepting that shit. That's unacceptable, bro. I'm not doing it just because of my own family. I'm doing it because of the whole of creation. It's like, you got to be fucking out your motherfucking gourd, like retardedly willing to settle for dumb shit unnecessarily. So the way out was already was given and taken. You feel me? Received. And receive it. You feel me? Like fuck what everybody else talking about. Dang, like where's your solutions to what we're dealing with now? Food shortages, more shutdowns is already in play. You know what I'm saying? It's already happened, and most people won't see that until like they say, "Oh, shut down," blah, 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 and they put people out there again. It's already done. It's already there. You feel me? For those to whom that is due, that's a captivity for them, and it'll be like 10 to 15 times worse, if not more, if not 50 times worse this time. You feel me? And people are gonna bitch and argue about blah 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 blah. And people gonna do this research and blah 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 blah, and they gonna come up with this blah 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 blah. And by that time, again, it'll be too late for many people. Because this time is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, these weirdos know the shit we be talking about when we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Of what they are given to know or be knowledgeable of, right? Because they don't know all things, and they never will. And they will not extract or take away things from us that they have no authority over. You know what I'm saying? Death has no authority over the living. And these are dead peoples. These are literally a form of zombie, you know what I'm saying? Mindless, mind controlled, mind washed, or mind whatever the fuck you want to call that. I got you. It's they already they've destroyed themselves. There should be one more piece of cornbread thing left because there was 4 in there. Did you give anybody that? Because I wanted you to get everybody one, but that's okay. I'll get it for everybody. Um, yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not. A lot of these arguments that's out here, fuck that shit, bro. What's your solution? You feel me? Like, there's people like us on here every day. Like, what's up? What's up? What you want to do? Bring your resources. Bring your people. Let's do this together. You feel me? Like, now that we know that we can do, what the fuck is the problem with coming together and getting this shit done? You feel me? And that's where the height of my frustrations had been for so long. It's like, bro, we all pieces to the same picture, and but different pieces are put into place. In I'm saying, um, in different parts of the process. You know what I'm saying, different times of the process of putting a puzzle together. So if you gave yourself like an hour to put a puzzle together, and you only at like piece number 50, you feel me, in like 40 minutes, you're gonna need some more time because it's only you. You're gonna need some time and you're gonna need some aid. You feel me? Because it's only you putting that puzzle together. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like the number of the pieces of the puzzle according to the time that's given to put it together, that strategy may not work within that time period. You feel me? It might be a different time period to use a strategy to putting that puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? That works and flows, you know what I'm saying, in alignment with your vision and your goal, you know what I'm saying, your goals and all that type of stuff, your aspirations and ambitions and all that type of stuff. But in between that time, it's about checking your 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 discernment of them pieces. You feel me? How do they fit this, then the third? Like some of them look like that. That looks like it'll fit there, but I'm gonna put that. I don't even fit right there. Like, dang, you might have to try the same piece in like 80 different areas or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Over a couple days worth of time or weeks, just depending on who you are, how you think. You know what I'm saying? And the time that you have that is available in focusing or you know what I'm saying, putting in that work to discern that puzzle. You feel me? To strategize, to be a tactician of the puzzle. So the only enigma is the when. It's the timing. You feel me? You know what you have, or you know what you possess. You know your skills and abilities, but which skills and abilities are gonna work when and where. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then the time that's necessary for that, you know, only I guess as they say, time will tell because you only know how much time it's gonna take by the time you finish it. You feel me? Now, if you have aid, then that's different. You know, now time may just work for you. You feel me? So it's all depending on if you're trying to meet that time or if you're just flowing in the time. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll record the time when you know the puzzle is finished, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I feel like it makes sense, but it might have been a little. Oh well, whatever. If whoever gets it, you'll know. So yeah, so you heard, you know what I'm saying? Evidence is USA Inc. This, that, and the third. Gave you some more stuff. You got other videos to look at yet again. All praise be to Yah. Um, so let them chains be broken. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about chains and yokes being destroyed and casting down devils and Satans, that's this shit. You know what I'm saying? The lies, the parasitic things that are institutions that drain us of joy and family and you know what I'm saying, or have drained it because they're not draining us anymore. You know what I'm saying? Not me and my house, or those who is not. But you know what I'm saying, have drained people of their energy, their life force. You know what I'm saying? Like even how the houses are built and structured nowadays, you know what I'm saying, to get electricity or power, this, that, and the third. But it's really an incubating um and frequency harvester, energy harvester, and energy succubus, you know what I'm saying? An incubus in different ways. So you have to be enveloped and encased and covered, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be rooted. You have to be in principle as a principle. You know what I'm saying? Principally speaking, in operating as a principality. You feel me? So to govern means to help govern. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you just govern and make all the rules. Like you can make all rules you want to, or laws or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But rules and laws are two different things. One of them is enforced as the other. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's not like that, i.e., the system, for example. You know what I'm saying? And then the other one is law because that's because we not cutting lines going in between, causing any confusion. Line. This is what the fuck this is because this is what the fuck this is. You feel me? That's not what it's not because that's not what it's not. And in between, where the people have been confused at is the why, and that's the experiences. You know what I'm saying? The encounters and stuff like that. And as our elders used to say to us when we was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Wisdom comes through experience. You know what I'm saying? Yah hallelujah. Wisdom comes by experience and experience. You feel me? And wisdom is a breath. It's a breathing. It's a wind that breathes. It reverberates. It's recyclical. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound so educated I sound foolish. You feel me? I don't want to say so many big words that people don't know what the fuck I'm saying. At the same time, I don't want to. I To be able to connect and identify with people and to relate, you know what I'm saying, you have to do just that. You have to have a relation to identify with. You know what I'm saying? And in identifying in that relation, now we have a clear discernment. We know the difference between what is what. You know what I'm saying? So many of the whys that we have or have had, you know what I'm saying, of this, then, and the third is like that the answer is given in what's around us, hidden in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? So being hidden in plain sight is a very deep and complex experience itself. However, like I said before, there are countermeasures, right? There's counteractions to all these actions, and the OODA loop, uh, um, observe, orient, decide, and act, is fundamental in foundational structure and building, right? Um, and the effects that it will have from there on, right? In its in aging process or aging experience. So this may have been an interesting idea, and it worked for what it was, what the imagination behind it, the minds, the thoughts, the visions behind it, the emotions, you know what I'm saying, and feelings behind it. However, in that thinking, was it worth it? Just to be destructive, just to be animalistic, worse than the beast of the field, less than whatever, you know what I'm saying, to devalue yourself, to degrade yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got our beautiful people and sisters and stuff like that, mothers, daughters, you feel me, nieces, aunties, cousins, sisters, you know what I'm saying? Somebody future grandma, you know what I'm saying? Or godmama, whatever, but in clubs for this. This is a white man, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? But it's a dead system. It's a system of death and debt. And that's what all it produces. Confusion and slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about a bar code. Look at the back of this motherfucker, man. Ain't there some fucking bars on that shit look like a prison cell? I mean, what the fuck? I don't trust them motherfucking captivity and the captors. Fuck them motherfuckers. Somebody need to dub stomp they. Every little thing is gonna be alright. So yeah, you know, I'm not, you know, the names are in different videos, you know, and it comes by experience, man. Like you really have to have that desire. You must possess that desire within you. You know what I'm saying? And being emboldened and encouraged. It takes courage. It takes being like the rarest bold, for real, for real. Because like I said, fuck them motherfuckers, man. You're not a light, and you're not a builder. Fucking, you got secret meetings and shit on how to destroy people. You're fucking dumb as dog shit. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers are a waste of space and existence and time. You know what I'm saying? Like, your only purpose obviously is to destroy. But that don't mean that gives you the permission just to destroy whatever you fucking feel like you want to destroy just because that's what you created to do. That's not how the fuck that works. There must be an equilibrium, you feel me, in all things. And that shit is out of motherfucking equilibrium. So therefore, well, I guess Kevin Hart said it the best. Somebody had to go. You feel me? Now, again, wisdom is key in strategy. You being in a den of serpents, what is the way that you think that you will be able to exit? You feel me? Because you're not a serpent. The serpents know that. You feel me? They all smell it. They all know. They feel it. They know. You feel me? So how the fuck you gonna get out that den of serpents then? You feel me? Because you're not a serpent. So you can't think like a serpent. You can't be the serpent because you're not the serpent. But the keys are for those who have the authority to possess them, to use them. So those ones, the wicked ones, all the things that acquire keys are locked and sealed. You feel me? Because they don't have that authority. And to force people or bully people into doing it so that you feel like you have that authority and that power and control, but you really still don't, and it proves how weak you and desperate you truly are. Well, all that you will pay that debt for, and you don't get a choice. That is the choice. There's no other choice. So that being said, Shabbat Shalom. Be free, be unentangled, taken out of bondage. All the people of the Most High are the only people I'm speaking to. And by that, I further define those people whom He has deemed worthy of freedom and sovereignty, right? And in the liberty to do so. And Father, I just continue to fight against them, come and oppose the enemies, just oppose them, oppose those who have opposed us. And if they speak or think to oppose us, oppose them and put them to shame right in that same day, in that same moment, that same thing. Let it come and oppose them and teach them a lesson. However you desire to do that, let your will be done, but don't let them run off scot-free. They will be judged. They will be judged because there's a judge greater than these judges on earth. The judges on the earth are a reflection of other judges that are above them. And there's if you're looking for a master, so to speak, you feel me? Then there's only one good one right one, I should say. And that's proven because, all the other shit seems to be copycat. But, in order to be a copy, to copy something, there has to be something to be copied from. So, yeah. Shabbat Shalom. Healing in life.